And how's it going, guys and girls? It's me, Adonk, welcome back on my channel, and here we are for the third episode of DDLC True Literature Club. So now we're going to do Yuri's road, and then we are going to do a road that will unlock Monica's road. So without further ado, let's start. We're obviously going to choose Yuri now. Yep. The start of Yuri Road is the same as the original too. So just skip to the new content, please. Okay, you and Yuri make decorations together and she is now getting ready to leave. Gathering all the things, Yuri seems to look a little downcast. I understand why. It sounds like she rarely gets the opportunity to spend time with friends in a relaxed environment. I help her out by washing the paintbrushes. As I'm rinsing them off the sink, I reflect on how the day went. Yuri is definitely an unusual girl, but I'm finding myself really enjoying spending the time together. It makes me smile to think about how much more relaxed and open she's becoming as she gets more comfortable. I kind of feel like it could be good to invite her over again sometime. I start to work up the courage to ask her as I come back into my room. Yuri is once again hastily rolling her sleeve back down. This time I see what was under the sleeve, and almost dropped the paintbrushes in surprise. Yuri, what happened to your arm? I didn't mean to sound alarmed. I was just too shocked by what I saw to stop myself. Yuri looks panicked. It's nothing really. That didn't look like nothing. Yuri's looking more panicked now. It's fidgeting more than ever. She is breathing more heavily. She looks like she's hyperventilating. She looks very much like she would like to disappear, and yet she seems rooted to the spot. Wait a bit. Okay, keep breathing, try to relax. I kind of hypocritical saying that. I'm having trouble staying calm myself, but it was the only thing I could think to say. My mind is still racing from what I just saw and what it means. I only caught a glimpse of it, those cuts on her arm. Most looked old, healed over, but one looked fresh. I shuddered at the thought. Did she do this to herself? Did she do it today? I kind of want to freak out. I kind of don't want to freak out any more than she is. But at the same time, I feel like this might be really important to talk about, so I try to keep myself together. Yuri, it's okay. I'm sorry for being so surprised. Let's just both try to calm down and let's talk, okay? Yuri seems to be having trouble forming sentences. She's unable to make eye contact. I silently wait for her to collect herself. I figure she needs me to be patient with her at the moment. You don't have to apologize. Here, let's sit down. I gesture towards the bed. She glances over at it and reluctantly sits. I was hoping it would make her more comfortable, but she still seems very tense. No fucking shit, Sherlock. I hunched over as if she is trying to make herself as small as possible. I still fidgeting with her sleeves. I don't know if it's a good idea to sit next to her while she's in this state. So I just sit on the chair at my desk while I think of what to say. Really, there's only one question on my mind, but I don't know if I can bring myself to ask it. It's hard to read her expression. Her face is partially hidden by her hair. The moment draws on in silence, the tension hanging heavily in the air. Finally she speaks first. I guess I can't hide it anymore. How much of a sick freak I am. Yuri, no, you're not. You're just something. That's it. You're just human. Humans commit mistakes. let's com- let's get going. I trail off. I completely failed to think of the way to end to end the sentence. People already call me freak for other things. This the one thing nobody knew about me. Okay, well, I won't tell anyone if you don't want me to. She quickly glances up at me from where she's sitting. Her expression is still hard to read, but somehow, almost imperceptibly, she seems to relax a little. Though it's possible I'm just imagining it. She speaks quietly. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean for you to see that look. You must think I'm Yuri. I don't think any less of you, okay? You just, well, I mean, okay, you have a problem. But everyone has problems, right? Everyone has stuff that they struggle with. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Not like this. People don't have problems like this. Oh, believe me, you're not the only one who has problems with cutting. I had problems with it. I have friends that still have problems with that. You sure as hell are not the only girl in the world that has problems with cutting. Well, that's... People don't have problems like this. Oh, believe me, they do. I don't think I can wait any longer. I asked the question that I've been burning to ask. Yuri, did you try to kill yourself? Suddenly Yuri looks up with a renewed alarm. No! Oh, no, no, no. Nothing like that. Then why? Is it like pleasure? Yeah, that's what she's going to say. It's just, she seems to be hyperventilating again. I'm too bewildered to speak at first, but I'm not sure of a response I was expecting, but it wasn't that. Oh, okay, I believe you. Yu's breathing slows a little at that, but she's still breathing heavily. Maybe I should give her more time, but I have to know. But why? Why would you do this to yourself, Yuri? Yuri seems to be forcing herself to speak. Because... it's real. It makes me feel real. That didn't make sense, did it? I'm sorry, I'm seeing weird things again. I don't know if I can explain it. Well, I think we're past the point of talking about unusual things. And you can talk to me about it if you want. I promise I won't judge. Yuri still looks uncertain. Okay, look, let me show you something. I opened the drawer she had tried to look in earlier. I show her what's inside. Manga. Complete sets, all in good condition. I collect them. They could be worth a lot of money someday. And I've read every one of them. More times than I would like to admit. I could never tell anyone. I would probably die of shame. People in my class already make fun of me if they find out of even passing out I even have a passing interest in manga. So there. Now you know my secret. I smile in, but I hope it's a reassuring way. I suppose I would find that embarrassing too. I think I see a faint smile on her face. You sure about that? I think I see a faint smile on her face. Thanks. But obviously this is different. Well, yeah, I know it doesn't really compare, but you seemed a little freaked out, and I wanted to feel more comfortable. You're visibly relaxed more when I say that. Thank you. You're being really nice to me. Better than I would have expected. Well, I'm just treating you the way you deserve. I get the feeling that this is something you feel really, really embarrassed about, and no one deserves to feel like that. Yuri seems to consider this. I suppose so. And I suppose I should try to give you a better answer to your earlier question. But for that you need to understand something about me. My other secret. She glances at me, seemingly gauging my reaction. Okay, what's next? Your next... Let me guess. Your next line will be, I'm a masochist. God damn, how many times do I have to explain this shit? She glances at me, seemingly gauging my reaction. You see, I'm... Okay, this took a big turn. There goes my Joseph impersonation. I'm autistic. Ah, now I'm really confused. But Yuri, you can't be. I mean, you're still smart. Yuri actually looks irritated at that. Oh, yeah, I would too. Because just because you're autistic doesn't mean you're stupid. Yeah, people without people with autism have some restrictions, unquote. But that doesn't mean they are less smart than a normal person. That doesn't mean that they can't be smart. Like, for God's sake, what kind of shit was that? That doesn't make any sense. You're just making a fool out of yourself. I thought you were smarter than that. And in an instant, all the change comes over. All her nervousness and embarrassment vanishes and is replaced by the intense expression she wears when she talks about books. There's a lot of misfortune about autism in the media, so it's understandable that you think that. But no, autism and intelligence are not mutually exclusive. A lot of people think that if you're autistic, you have some kind of disability. It's why I don't usually talk about it, but it's not like that. It's more like my brain processes thoughts and emotions differently than neurotypical people. Yeah. And that's about it. That sums it up. What? Normal people. This causes me to interpret the world in a different way. I see things, I feel things differently. But it doesn't diminish my intelligence. Oh, okay, I'm sorry for assuming. I guess I've never thought about it before. Well, like I said, that's understandable. I always knew I was different. I've tried my whole life to fit in, to pretend to be normal. I always thought there was something wrong with me. I always got made fun of in school for being weird. One day I discovered an article about autism and it changed everything for me. Suddenly everything in my life made sense. Yeah, you could say that. I then obsessively read everything I could about autism to better understand myself. It explains why I have difficulty in social situations. I'm always second-guessing myself because I continually have to ask myself, is this what a normal person would say? Oh my god. And it explains why my mindset gets so fixated in certain ideas and certain activities like a particular book or my collection. It gets a little intense inside my head sometimes, and it explains why I compulsively seek out sensory stimulation. I'm always looking for pleasing sensations to calm myself. The book I read called it Stimming? I always feel like I don't know what to do with my hands. It helps to have long hair like this. At least playing with my hair seems to be at least somewhat sociable, acceptable. More so than, well, this is probably going to look silly. With a stick, she reached up with both her hands and taps repeatedly on top of her head. She actually demonstrates a surprising level of dexterity with the rapidity of the moments. The play only lasts for a few seconds, but it's kind of mesmerizing to watch. She giggles, the color rising in her cheeks. I know it looks strange, I know, but it feels good. Something about the sensation and sounds together just tickles a part of my brain and makes me happy. But obviously I can't normally do that in front of people. That's something I learned a long time ago when I saw people's reactions when I did it in school. I'm sorry if it looked weird. I'm impressed, eh? No, really. You could be a drummer, you've got a good sense of rhythm. Oh, well, I never thought of that before. I'll take it in consideration. So, you're saying that this has to do with what you did with your arm? Well, no, not exactly, I mean. And just like that, Yuri's confidence vanishes again. It's not. It's just, I don't know, maybe? I'm sorry, I'm not used to talk about this. Yuri takes a deep breath and steadies herself as she tries again. Keep breathing. To be honest, I don't fully understand my urges. It didn't come up in any of my reading. Self-harm is not in itself an autistic trait, but my autism is part of what I am, and it's hard to separate those aspects of myself. I frequently find myself compulsively seeking stimulation. So it's possible that this is just another form of stimming. Extreme stimming, huh? Something like that. You could say that. Yeah, you could say that again. I don't know for sure. I just know that sometimes my mind is a rolling storm of activity. I feel disconnected from reality, almost as I thought I belonged in another world or something like that. I don't know if that will make sense for you, but it's the only way I can think to explain it. Peculiar. Wait. Well, it does sound kinda spooky, but I suppose it also explains why you like books so much. It's another way of visiting other worlds for you. I suppose, from what I've read, that what I'm experiencing is called dissociation. Though I usually just tell people that I'm spacing out. That seems to be a more specific, socially acceptable phrase to use. And yes, it can be scary sometimes, and I have discovered that in those moments, pain brings my mind back in focus. It gives me a feeling of clarity. It was honestly an accident the first time I did it. I was cutting bread and I got lost in thought and the knife split. And ever since then, every once in a while the urge comes back again. And I am sorry if it sounds creepy or anything like that. I've never actually talked to anyone about this before. It's okay, really. I can see this is difficult for you to talk about. Take your time. I'm just glad to get to know you better. Wait, give me a sec. Get fucked. Okay. But in a funny sort of way, I feel honored that I'm the first person you talked to about this. So thank you for sharing. Yuri looks down, blushing, seemingly trying to process this. I'm pleased to hear it, but sometimes I get quite disgusted with myself. While I'm in the act of doing it, it feels right, but in my more clear-headed moments, her voice breaks. She's hiding her face, but I can see that she's close to tears. I look at what I have done to myself and wonder all over again what's wrong with me. And it's hard to imagine anyone liking me. So it's very surreal that you're taking this so well. I keep expecting that at any moment you'll tell me to leave and to never speak with you again. I really wouldn't blame you if you did. Hey, no, I'm not gonna do that. I mean, yeah, this conversation went in a very different direction than I expected, but overall I've enjoyed the time we spent together today. She looks at me again. Are you sure? Well, yeah, I mean, sure, things got pretty heavy at the end, but other than that, I enjoyed our time making decorations together. I wouldn't mind doing it again. I mean, I wouldn't mind spending time with you again, if you want to. I think I would like that. Good. That being said, it would probably be good for you to find an alternative to, Yuri says in a small voice, to cutting myself. Yes, that. I mean, I can't claim to understand what you're going through, but there has to be a better way, because that doesn't look healthy. Yuri looks down again, embarrassed. I suppose not. Could you maybe talk to a doctor about it? Yuri looks flustered. I don't know, I've never talked to her about anything like that before. Maybe you could ask her if she knows a psychotherapist or something. I mean, no offense, but you could probably use some help from someone who knows about this sort of things. And it sounds like there's a lot of thing in your head. A lot going on in your head to talk about too. Yuri still looks uncertain. Okay, well, in any case, now that I know about it, maybe I can help you come up with something else to do when you get the urge. What about painting you did today? You seem to enjoy that. I don't normally paint, but now that you mention it, I suppose I did find it rather calming. It was nice to have an activity to occupy myself and keep my mind focused. There you go, that's something. Can you think of anything else? Well, earlier today, when you used that hot towel on my neck, that felt nice. It felt really, really nice. Huh, that went a little in a different direction than I was expecting. I awkwardly stammer. I was going to say something like, taking up drumming? I said it off-choppingly to cover the awkward moment. Oh, yes, I suppose that could work too. I made things weird again, didn't I? I'm sorry. No, I mean, I liked it too. Yuri blushes furiously. I feel the color rising in my own cheeks as well. There's another awkward pause. Well, perhaps I should seek professional help after all. That's probably a good idea. You mean you and I, we're still friends, right? She gazed at me with a sad and but hopeful expression. I realize that she's still scared that I'm going to push her away. I give her a reassuring smile. Of course we are. She looks relieved. I'm glad. I was wondering. I mean, if it's okay, could we... She takes a deep breath. May I give you a hug? I can't help but smile. How is she so freaking adorable? Because... memes. That's why. Yes, you may, Yuri. I stand up. She eagerly stands up and steps forward to envelop me in her arms. I'm immediately conscious of how much body heat she's putting off. It's as if there's some kind of raging inferno inside of her. Wow, raging inferno. That truly is something. Yada yada. Okay. Thank you. I'm really happy that we are friends. It means more to me than words can say. I can't help but seem to find any words either. I can only nod, my face half buried in her shoulder. I suddenly notice just how tall she is. I think she might even be taller than me. We stand like that for several seconds, her hand rubbed my back as though she's trying to get as much out of the hug as she can. Finally we release each other. But if it is really time for me to go now. I'm getting hungry, so I should go home so I can get started on dinner. Okay, once Yuri packs up, I walk her to the front door. And this part is pretty much equal to DDLC. Well, probably not the ending, just like Natsuki the ending wasn't. I guess. Thank you for everything. Thank you very much for having me today. No problem. I'm glad I was able to help. Just let me know if there's anything else you need me to bring tomorrow. I will, and I meant what I said earlier. Whenever you want, you can come over. Or we can go out somewhere. Oh, I forgot you don't like going out so much. At the level of my words, Yuri simply smiles bashfully. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say, so you're very thoughtful, Luke. I really like that about you. Yuri takes a step closer and then briefly squeezes my hand. I'll see you at the festival tomorrow. Yeah, see you. And with that, she walks away, faintly humming to herself. Now that I think about it, we talked with... Wait. Let's... Guys, think with me for a sec. Let's suppose that Sayuri doesn't come out of her house on Sunday afternoon when we make Yuri go home and make Natsuki go home. She wouldn't kill herself because she wouldn't get that depressive stuff about, oh, when we say that we love her because it hurts her, and when we say that we only see her as a friend, that she's always going to be our best friend, that she completely breaks down. Does that mean that if she didn't come out of the house, she wouldn't kill herself? Because she never appears in this moment, so... Am I, like, well to assume that? Perhaps? Hell if I know. Okay. It's the day of the festival. After making sure the paint is dry on the banner, I gently gather it up and take it to school. I send her my usual wake-up dummy text. Shortly after she texts back, 5 more minutes. I've had enough experience of her 5 more minutes text to know there's no point in waiting for her. I wouldn't have minded having her help, but that's fine, I can carry the banner on my own. I text her back to let her know that I'll meet her at the festival. I walk through the schools to see all the various clubs setting up for the festival. I pass by the anime club where it looks like they've set up a marathon of my favorite anime. I would love to stay and watch, but I really need to deliver this banner to our club room. Do you now? Do you really? As I enter the club room, I recognize the jasmine smell of Yuri's diffuser filling the air. Monica is laying out pamphlets on each of the desks. Natsuki is setting up cupcakes on platter for guests. They're laid out in a kaleidoscope of different colors, and Yuri is putting up black paper on the windows. Look, thank you for bringing this. I'll get started on it right away. Here, you can help me put up the curtain. She gestures towards the ribbons and origami paper that she has all lined up as she lays the banner across the floor at the front of the room. She gets to work painting her message as I hang the ribbons on the doorway. Before long I have the origami curtain complete. The ribbons shimmer in the low light. It's a nice effect. I look over to Yuri where she is hanging up her finished message. It says, "Be yourself, everyone else is already taken." Do you like it? It's from Oscar Wilde. I was a little inspired by our time together yesterday. Perhaps being myself isn't as bad and scary as I made it out to be. You seem to have a bit of paint in your neck there. Oh, do I? I wonder how that happened. There's a towel on the desk, if you don't mind. I see the towel next to a conspicuously placed basin of water. I'm sure that getting paint on her neck was no accident, but I play along. Here, let me help you with that. I dunk the towel in the water, which is surprisingly warm. I gently towel off her neck. Suddenly Sayuri bursts in through the curtain and knocked the door. Whee! So sparkly. Love it. She runs back through it again. And again. It's good to see Sayuri cheerful again. I guess last Friday was little just one-time thing. Sayuri, quit being such a dummy. Okay. Sayuri, good. Now we're all here. Why is Sayuri always the last? Why is Sayuri always the last of us? Nah, jokes aside, she was not the last on the first road, so meh. Very good, now we are all here. Okay everyone, I hope all of you are ready to perform your poems. Sari seems to brighten up at the prospect of sharing poems. Natsuki has resigned but determined look on the face. Yuri just shudders and looks very pale. I put a reassuring hand on her shoulder. You can do it, Yuri. She nods, still looking anxious. As present, I think it makes the most sense for me to go first, so I'll go first. Everyone looks surprised. Well, I won't stop you then. That actually works well because it will give me the chance to greet the visitors. Speaking of which, and here we go again. It looks like we have our first guests at the door. Monica goes to greet them. Hi there. Come in. Welcome to the literature club. Have a cupcake. Every cop. I have to keep my humor at bay. Goddamn. Monica introduces herself and invites people to sit down for the performance. I guess that means it's time for Yuri to recite her poem. Good luck, Yuri. She gives me a very nervous smile as she moves to the podium in front of the room. As she starts to recite a poem, she is visibly shaking from apprehension, but like before, she quickly regains her confidence. Your voice builds in intensity until a particularly dramatic moment, at which point she glances at me as she drums rhythmically on the podium with her hands. It could have been corny, but somehow she blends the movement in seamlessly with the climax of her poem. And as she finishes, I make sure to start the applause just in case people forget like last time. After awkwardly taking a bow, she rushes back into the audience to sit next to me. She's still shaking but flushed with excitement as she whispers to me. I did it. Monica carries on with the introductions and moving the performance along, but my attention is occupied with Yuri as we carry on our whispered conversation. That was great, Yuri. I like your little addition at the end. Yuri chuckles. It just felt right, so I went with it. What made you decide to go first? I didn't know you had it in you. Well, our conversation yesterday made me think about a lot of things. I spent much time in my life feeling ashamed of myself. It's made me afraid to put myself out there and let the world see me. And I suppose I just wanted to throw myself in a situation where I can't hide, to prove to myself that I can do it and survive. It was scary, but it was also exhilarating. And I have you to thank for giving me the courage to do it. Wow, I'm glad I could have that effect on you, Yuri. And I would also like to take you up on your offer. My offer? After the festival, if it's alright with you. I think it might be nice to come over and read together. I'm surprised at Yuri's frankness. She didn't even hesitate or blush like she usually does. Sure, Yuri. Sounds like a good time. A good time. There are better ways to phrase that. But it shows exactly that words. I wonder how, I wonder why. The rest of the festival carries on, but it's all just a blur to me. I find myself reflecting on that moment, knowing that I may have brought about a positive change in someone's life. It's a good feeling. It's funny now to think that I didn't even want to be in this club first. I wonder what my second week will bring. Ziando. Thank you for playing the Trailer. Just a reminder that Monica's about too. You're going to play it, right? All you have to do is make sure the other 3 girls like you. Restart the game and dedicate 1 poem to each girl. While making sure that no one dislikes you enough to not share their poems. It's not as hard as it sounds. You only need like 3 or 4 words for each girl in each poem. Just remember that Yuri likes long and complicated words, Natsuki likes cute and simple words, and Yuri is kind of between. If they all like you, Monica will surely take a notice to of your popularity. You don't want to keep me waiting, do you? I mean, you don't want to keep Monica waiting, do you? Anyway, I know you can do it. I have confidence in you. Good luck. Haha, so Monica is the one behind all this crap. I kind of figured. Okay, so I'll do Monica's road today. Yeah, we're going to start over from the fucking poems. However, this time, I hope things go differently. Things will go, like, take a harsh turn, because it's Monica. We don't have, like, a Monica road. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave in the comments down below other mods you want me to play, or other games you want me to play. And I guess that's it for today. No, not for today, but for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like, a comment down below what you thought of it, and I see you guys on the next episode. See you on the flip side.